What's up, guys? Sure here. Been gone for eons. Seems like, anyway. I haven't really had much to show. You know what I mean? I've been out hunting, and it's been kind of a lull around here. You know what I mean? We haven't found too much. And matter of fact, that, you know what I mean? Like, I've reverted to looking for 3-packs to find some random gems. You know what I mean? Because they're just not available. You know what I mean? Like, finding some random stuff. You know, of course, there's all, you know, random. There's decent cars in 3-packs. You know what I mean? Like this guy here, this Ford. I also found an old one. Check this out. The black one. These cars pretty much blow, but you know, these cars are nice. So I never thought I'd be hunting 3-packs, but you know, after the last little hoorah, you know what I mean? Like, I've been finding all kind of random stuff, you know what I mean? Like, here's some I haven't cracked yet. But anyway, Mr. Geno Gomez sent me this box, man, I'm gonna say like 2 weeks ago. And between working and everything going on in my current situation, I kind of took a little bit of a back seat for now. I've been paying attention to you guys and watching videos and whatnot, but I've been kind of in the rear with the gear. You know what I mean? I haven't worked on any new customs, which at that point I need to get back into it because I haven't had a clear head lately. You know, just random personal stuff, but you know, it's getting better. So anyway, I won't bore you with details. I am back. I do have a few finds, you know, random stuff. And hopefully I'll compile a little video of just random stuff. A lot of stuff you guys have already seen, so, you know, I'll breeze over some of it. I did find some, you know, I did find one of the new hitch and tows. Of course, I didn't find them all. You know, scalpers beat me. What else did I get? Oh, I got some new Elite Transport. You guys know I collect those, so I grabbed a couple of those, which, you know, if Toys R Us would knock them down from $10, you know, I could afford them a little bit better, but, you know, guess we'll see. So anyway, in this box is some stuff you guys already know about, you know what I mean? Some of you guys have seen them. I haven't seen them down here in Tampa at all. As a matter of fact, I don't know any of my Tampa collector buddies that have found any, but, you know, maybe they did and that I wasn't paying attention. But I asked Gino for the, you know, for the matchbox with the real riders on them, because I knew he could find them. And it turns out Matt's not finding much up in Pensacola either. Wow. So I asked him for the set of real riders, and it looks like Gino went over the top, of course. Thanks. If I forget, Gino, thanks, because I see you got some awesome wheels in here and all kinds of goodies. I know why you sent me these, man. Those wheels are sick. And I still do grab, you know, like when I find cool ones that have been peg warmers, I do grab them for the wheels, because, you know, those wheels right there are boss, man. They, you know, those wheels, might look good on a custom bird, bluebird, you know, you never know. Thanks, Gino. And he was telling me about these because I love these wheels, man. Those wheels, you know, cars, it's funny, you know what I mean, when Hot Wheels cars are fantasy cars, they're really fantasy cars, and Matchbox hits you with this weird, like, I want to be in a Suzu when I grow up thingy. But, you know, the wheels on these are awesome, man. I seen that Gino grabbed a whole bunch of them. Thanks, buddy, because those wheels are sick. You know what I mean? I got quite a few random ones up here somewhere that I got them. So, but I see he sent some cool wheels, so that's awesome, man. That's super cool, dude. You did not have to do that, but you know, with these sweetie wheels, they're gonna go good on something. They look great on trucks, you know. Which, if you watch Gino's video, he said the same thing. And there's all kinds of goodies. Oh, look, here's another one. What's this? Nice, look at that. I got this full set, but, you know, hey, $2. I'd have grabbed it too, buddy. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I mean, it's not a bad casting. That might go good as a different custom, and I'll slap some different wheels on it. That is an A-OK, yeah. Seems like I did one of those custom before. Thor. I know, actually, you know what I mean? Like, I have seen some of these. I never got any, but They might work well on the 6th lane. I'm not sure. That's pretty sweet though. I'm a big fan of Thor. I wasn't too stoked with the other one. I see there's new Batman's out or whatever. The new Batman looked pretty cool. These are the ones you guys have seen these, so we're just going through them because I've never seen them before. So, bear with me. I'm going to look at them too. Awesome for the police collection. That thing is sick. Totally sick. Man, I wish that they would come over here. I think maybe Matt's seen them up in Pensacola. I'm not sure, but, they haven't come down here. That's beast, man. That is straight beast mode right there, buddy. Man, if Matchbox would do this all the time, man, they'd sell out before Hot Wheels would. That thing is awesome. Thinking back on my collection, I have an insane amount of emergency vehicles. There's another one like that. Awesome sauce. Rubber tires. I want to crack them. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know I'm going to crack my police collection here one of these days. So, maybe I'll start gathering up all my fire rescue. Those will be videos down the line. You know what I mean? Something we can get into. So, that's pretty cool, man. That is awesome, dude. Thank you a lot, Gino. That's super cool. I'm going to have to, I've been laying in bed at night and pondering, boxes that I owe. I know I still owe a few out, and I want to make sure that they're awesome, you know what I mean? Because I've been kind of dragging my heels on them, so I want them to be good. I don't want to just send some random stuff. And, ironically, I'm going to go through some of my stuff and liquidate it. And, stuff that I maybe grabbed and I may or may not want along the way. So, I'll be sending out cool stuff like that. I did grab one of these again. I think I have 2 of them now. You know what I mean? I'm basically going to crack this guy because I want to put wheels on this guy and I want to put wheels on this guy. Which, those might look pretty good on that. I don't know. Food for thought. I'm only at 7 minutes and, I haven't cracked anything in a while. I'm not going to crack these, obviously, but these 3-packs, we'll crack them. Let's get into them. Let's look at some of these guys up close, in case you guys haven't seen them. I like breaking into stuff. I got a few minutes. Why not? Because 3-packs, I'm sorry, 3-packs are made to be opened. Anybody that says they're not, they're lying to you. Look at that. That thing's sick. You guys know how I am about JDM. They got that car right there. All nice and detailed. That's a hard one to find. And the only thing I don't like about this car, and I'm sure it's all the same, where's the pillars that go down here? You know what I mean? That's what makes this car look a little goofy. I got a couple of the cool classic ones. I don't know how they snuck in this one from Fast and Furious. You know what I mean? But whatever. And I'm not a huge Corvette guy. Garbage. Actually, these aren't really garbage. I save all this stuff, you know what I mean? If it's something you don't collect, put it in a baggie and save it. And I don't know about you guys overseas, but here in America, Christmas time, we have Toys for Tots. So I save all this random stuff. They're nice. They're brand new, shiny. I know they have to be wrapped, you know what I mean? But a lot of times, you know what I mean? I'll just stick them in a bag, or I'll take them to Goodwill. That's a good spot to take them, you know what I mean? That way some people can get, they might not get the awesome cars that we all love to collect, but, they'll get something cool. So, ironically enough, I have a second one of these. So, it'd be alright if they had good wheels on them. Or maybe I could sacrifice them, but, you know what I mean? I'd rather give them to a little kid. The next door neighbor has a little nephew, and he's like 3 or 4, and he loves Hot Wheels. You know what I mean? He comes over when we got the garage open. He's just like, Hot Wheels everywhere, because I got that wall over there just covered in. There's more Hot Wheels in my garage hanging than at the local Walmart. But yeah, you know what I mean. So I save stuff like that, and I'll give it to him. He thinks it's awesome. Check that beast out. That is sick. Burgundy, Infinity, huh? What is that, a G class? Yeah, man, that thing is sick. Look, man, they even got they got Infinity on the back of that. I see why can't Hot Wheels get it like this all the time, man? That thing just needs some new shoes. That thing's beast. Look, I got another one of these. So I could go like this. This is the kind of 3-pack us collectors be looking for, right? 2 JDM, actually, well, 2 of them, and a nice Infinity. I don't know. At this point, I've been off TV for so long, I'm at a loss, you know? Like, I'm all over the place, but that's all right. I'll get back in the swing of it. Now, you guys know in the Zarnock book, the new Zarnock book, if you don't have it, there is a $75 69 Corvette from 2010 race team, red, white, and blue, and the rare on it is a white front bumper and a white interior with a gray base. Of course, this isn't it, obviously, because it's green, but I grabbed it anyways because I'm thinking, I don't know why Zarnock made that price or whatever, you know what I mean? Of course, that's on card. But I noticed that these that you find in the 3-packs, they have a white interior and they have a white front bumper, but they have a gray base. So I don't know. I'm probably fishing, you know what I mean? Look, here's what is that? I don't even know. HW40. Might be good on the racetrack though. Seems kind of heavy. And I have one of these already, and that thing is just boss. You know what I mean? Like they got it right. Look, stickers and everything on it. They skimped on the back. Get that one. That's a nice car. I got a couple of those. So it's like after you you weed through these 3-packs, you end up with like, oh, I got 1 or 2 good cars out of them. You try and do the best you can, you know. But out of this one, that one right there, that's sick. Look at that baby. Woo! Beastosaurus right there, bud. Awesome. I'm like piecing them together. Get me a couple of good, you know, like there's a good one. Not too bad. And then this last guy. We'll rip into him, and then I guess I'll let you go, you know what I mean? I have a whole lot to say. I'm just kind of clowning around, but this is basically letting y'all know, thank you very much, Geno Gomez, and yes, I'm still alive and kicking. Happily. Look at that. Awesome. Awesome. Are we looking? Are we looking? Oh. Spicy. You know. Nice. Looks like something Vincent Shallcross sent me. Yummy. Love it. You know what I mean? And, you know, I don't know what this is. What is that? Scorcher. This one ain't too bad. It's not a Dodge or some kind. What is that? Oh, man. I gotta get my glass. A Mercury. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. It's a Mercury. That's not too bad. I can live with that. I don't know what I do with it, but I can live with it. So yeah, so you know, stuff like this. Crappy cars. Now if I wanted to be a real clown, like I have seen some people do, they just put them back in the box and return them, you know what I mean? Like, hey, yeah, I decided I didn't want this, you know what I mean? So let me just put a little tape on there. You take that back, Walmart? Come on. That's bad karma. Why would you do that? That just proves you're a scalper monkey. So anyway, thanks, Gino. I'm going to get into some of these babies and some of this stuff. You know I'm cutting these babies up for sure. That's all I got for now, guys. Love you. Hey, look, I promise I'll be back as much as I can. See y'all later.